Hi everybody, it's Flat Cap Cafe Racer. As I'm recording this, I'm coming up on my first year anniversary of my Flat Cat Cafe Racer channel. Thank you, JB Beckett, for the name. And I want to discuss a few things. I want to ask you a few questions. So stay tuned. Meerkat. I wanted to start out by thanking the 384 subscribers for the over 65,000 views we've had during this first year of something like 136 or 137 videos. I was a little curious, and I thought you might be a little curious after 1 year to see what you've looked at while you watch this channel. Let's start by the views by subject. The number one by far was the motorcycle reviews, and that was 21,929 views on 16 videos. In that, it's subjects like my favorite bikes, how the Tiger performed on the Oregon trip, how the BMW sounded. I did some things on recalls. I also did some things on my favorite brands of motorcycles. We did one on Rapid Roy's 350, and by far probably the largest one in the bunch was the one video I did after 1 year and 6,200 miles on my Tiger 900. Second most subject that was viewed on the channel were events, and I had 10 of those videos in events, and most of those was Rapid Roy on his Morgan three-wheeler. We did one on vintage motocross, and that came out to 11,578 views. Oh yeah, don't want to forget the Mika motorcycle auction. Those were pretty highly viewed. Third amount of subjects that were interesting to you were motorcycle maintenance. We had 26 videos, and quite frankly, most of those were with Mr. Bill and the Rocket 3, and they had 5,923 views out of that. Fourth is drag racing with 5,624 views. Had 14 videos in that, and that's mostly me racing against Mr. Bill on various different bikes from the 4 or 5 different bikes. Fifth, and the last one I'm going to cover on this slide, is land speed racing, which was 4,902, and that was mostly my trips to Bonneville in 2021. Okay, now we know what you watched. But now, let's see the top 4 things that you really kind of liked, the subject areas. The motorcycle maintenance was number 1. The motorcycle reviews was number 2. Actually, I was surprised that the rides was number 3, 187, and events was 179. So I know what you watched. I know what you liked. And now I wanted to find out what ones you actually subscribe to. Motorcycle reviews at 107 was the highest, and that was mostly the Tiger with, I think, 80 subscribers from that. Surprisingly, the Just Rides was 25. Motorcycle maintenance was 20. Land speed racing was 17. And the articles I had on the dealers was 16, which I was surprised with that. I got more comments on motorcycle reviews at 513 than we did on anything else. Then the motorcycle maintenance was 384. The events was 275. Land speed racing is 239, and the just rides were 226. I just thought I'd look into it and see which bikes that were the most popular, my 4 and Mr. Bill's Rocket 3. You get the most views off the Tiger, then the Thruxton R, then the BMW R9T, followed by the Rocket 3 and the Royal Enfield. Now, while the Tiger 900 was viewed the most, the Thruxton R was the most well-liked, had the most likes with it, with the Rocket 3, the Tiger 900, the BMW, then the Royal Enfield. Then it gets a little bit more complicated, because when you get to which bikes had the most subscribers attached to them, it was a Tiger first, Thruxton R second, BMW third, Royal Enfield fourth, and the Rocket 3 last. And finally, which one's got the most comments? The Tiger got the most comments, Thruxnar the second most, the Rocket 3, then the BMW, then the Royal Enfield. I'll get into the three questions I have for you. And I'd like for you to answer one or all three of these questions so I can try to make this channel better. First question is, what subjects would you like to see this year? The second question would be, what improvements would you like to see being made? Final question is, and it's very important, was why do you think that 13% of the viewers of this channel unsubscribed? Join me and my friends at Flat Cap Cafe Racer for riding and racing. Please subscribe.